So today we will discuss about the breeding policy of the cattle and buffalo in India is concerned, and there is a potential agricultural production and developing the sound breeds, especially in case of the animals in India is concerned. Hence, we need to have a proper breeding policy and breeding challenges in goals. And many times the breeding is also the state policy as it is mentioned. And many times it is also the another thing where in which the person, the breeding is made on the productivity. Feed and fodder challenges are there. Then also the land holding and social challenges. Then the we need to have the increased cattle population in the year 2030 has been envisaged as a sector constrained with fragmented land holding and depleted soil nutrients and also low productivity with water scarcity in the agriculture. So the breeding policy must be aimed to increase the livestock status. Then also the average annual growth rate of this cattle GDP. Here you can see that agriculture and the light sector, the GDP contribution is the agriculture it's 2.56, whereas it is 1.4. Then 2007 it is the crop sector 2.7, whereas the livestock sector itself is 3.7, and also the forestry and everything. Hence, the highest contribution is by the livestock as per the annual growth rate is concerned. And here you can see that the rural poverty and share of livestock sector in agriculture output value in selected states of India is concerned, because the livelihood of the state of agriculture document, especially, so it is livelihood of the people is depending upon the livestock population of their India, and also cattle and buffalo population has been done the census in the year 2019, and they have published it in the official bulletin of government of India. Then you can see that the breed survey census was done in the year 2013. The indigenous descript population is composed of 37 breeds, which also include the graded animals like pure indigenous 17.85 million animals and graded descriptive population of 20.7 million is concerned. Hence, so the breeding policy is one of the important matter, how it says, and especially the breeding is concerned with the local Desi cattle and also the Anchorage, Sahiwal, Gir, and many more. So, hence, the people of the policymakers are making in such a way that the breeding policies should be in such a way that they should always increase the cattle population and the buffalo population. Of course, this is the trend of cattle and buffalo population in India during last 20 years. Like 2019-51, it was very, very less. Now it has been increased to the drastic extent. So when compared to the first livestock census, which happened in the 1951 and 2091, 2019, which also happened latest, and now it is ongoing. So everywhere it is noticed that the cattle population is increasing as per the increasing demand of the milk, meat production, and also sometimes the wool. So in the exotic, the Jersey HF cattle will come, whereas the crossbreed once again the HF Jersey, and totally they are 384.12 lakhs nature. So once again, the crossbred we can classify them into pure, then the Austin and also the Jersey as crossbreds. Then the percentage share of various breeds in exotic cattle is 38.91, and the remaining is less. Then the breeding. So here there is one chart, and you can see this particular chart as the contribution of different breeds of buffaloes, including non-descriptive. So we have got very highest number of the non-descriptive buffaloes to the extent of 43.37%, whereas it is pure buffaloes, maybe Murrah, Thuti, etc. It is less, 17.5. Then graded buffaloes, the next highest number to the non-descriptive buffaloes is the graded buffaloes. Graded means Murrah or Thuti, which is approved by the AVGL. So distribution of total buffalo waste is present in case of the Murrah is the one which is the topmost grade when compared to the Suti also. Murrah buffalo is highest. Then the other things what we need to learn from this is buffalo milk. It is the last advantage. Most of our focus is in country as we process milk and uh, manufacture milk products, bring prepare so many edible food of the human beings, but at the same time it need to be validated. And each state has got its own breeding policy, and of course the Karnataka has also got its own breeding policy as such is concerned. Then so buffalo is also one of the backbone of India's livestock economy. And out of the local buffalo population, 108.17 million, about 9.2 million, mostly infertile or low producing. It's very high percent, and are slaughtered annually producing buffalo meat, or it is also exported to some of the other countries, like the meat processing plants, leading to an export of 4,62,780 metric tons every year. So buffalo meat was exported to 60 to 75 countries in the past years, and the value of meat exports in 2009 was 48,400 billion rupees. It is not a small amount. So the milk industry is being overtaken by the meat industry in India is concerned. So apart from this one, there are the brought animal. It's a pulling power because of the modern vehicles, etc. The Flowing capacity of the bullocks is underutilized, but it is one of the most cheap source of the power. Energy use in agriculture operation, total energy 4.5 times uh, from 4184 has been increased during the last 25 to 30 years. So the drought animals are being still used in Indian scenario, and one of the power resources to total power availability to the agriculture in India about 45.26% is there, which reduced to 9.38%, especially in case of the 2007-8. So the buffalo population is declining maybe due to the anti-cattle slaughter activity, in which the meat demand must be fulfilled by the cow is concerned. So once again, buffalo meat is being contributed to those who require the meat-based products. The breeding policies earlier we had the KVS, Key Village Scheme, Intensive Cattle Development Program or ICDP, have been covering the entire India in different states also it was there. But later it has been introduced or being changed by the intensive crossbreeding policy of Government of India. And hence, the crossbreeding started in 1957 because it's a tailor made of cattle shed in Patna using crossbreed of Taurus bulls. So Aircell's bulls of United Kingdom. In 1857 itself, the crossbreeding started. Some bulls were imported from UK, Ayrshire, when the British government was there. Then they started crossbreeding. So this has been used for the highest quality milk production as the local cattle didn't produce it. And they also later conducted the crossing up of the Boss Taurus cattle, then with that of the Boss Indicus cattle. In the military dairy farm in the India, first time in 8 military dairy farms, Ambala, Bareilly, Dehradun, Jabalpur, Jalandhar, Lucknow, Meerut, and Mahou. So it has been generally observed that an increase in the exotic inheritance, the advantage made is in progress. So the another thing what the people say is the breeding policy have been drastically they are all increasing in such a way that the power of the animals in terms of the milk production or meat production is need to be looked out very properly. Then the breeding policies are also being incorporated in several states, including the Karnataka state, and every state got its own breeding policy. And the Indian Council of Agriculture Research initiated a large crossbreeding program of crossing low yielding and non descriptive animals in hilly and heavy rainfall areas in the year 1955, and because of that particular effort, today we can see that the crossbreeder breeds like HF for the crossbreeds, they have drastically they have been increased. So the breeding policy